Play some games of what?
Pop, baby, pop.
What about?
Pop.
I don't know what that means.
Yep, exactly. We're going to keep it just like that.
Good.
Cool games, match threes, you know it.
Whatever he said.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
slack-jawed right now. I have no idea what you're saying.
Match
don't
3.
either.
Think about it. You, me, and Kenton experienced a great night together.
Oh!
So if you're lucky, we'll do it together.
Uh-huh. That's,
Yeah.
dude, I don't think you understand. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. That's what I'm saying. in
Are we
code.
recording too?
Damn right.
Ooh, baby. I have, I'll say it right now, even before we start the podcast, I probably play, on average, 3 games of League a week, at least. Because we play 1 game every night, pretty much, before bed.
Yeah, that's a good, it's a good ritual.
I was about to say it's a ritual of suffering, because we always play, we always beat
yeah.
beat our lane. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
People say this phrase all the time, win lane, lose game. Me and the dude we play bot lane with, we win our lane every time, and we lose the game every time.
He's in our time zone, isn't he now?
Yeah, so that's why
awesome.
I was able to.
Yeah, that's sick. Where he was 2 hours before, which blew. All
right, we're on the eve. We're on the cusp of playing a new Magic set, a crazy one. Everyone's pumped.
So 3, 2, 1. You are listening to episode 174 of Paper Player. I'm your host Tony, joined with Jeff and JB, and Josh probably will be coming, but he usually likes to play EDH on Wednesday nights, and he's probably playing his Dragon's Approach deck, so he's not winning very fast, so he's probably just stuck in a match.
Yeah.
Or he's not coming. I don't know. He didn't really.
Or he's sorting cards. Who knows? He might be sorting cards.
Josh, he doesn't sort cards. You can't find any of his cards.
I was about to say, have we used that bit ever since? It's been a long time. Sorting bulk. Out there sorting bulk.
I mean, usually I just say you're doing anime things, and when it's, I don't think. Well, Jeff maybe has missed 1 episode. How many episodes have you missed? 1?
I've missed a couple.
Yeah, it's a few.
It's probably you were probably sorting. You were probably sorting bulk, and then Josh is usually a music man. He's always listening to music.
Is that all he does? He puts on his headphones and
we just assume he's at some festival.
Oh, that way, okay.
Yeah, he was like, I was.
When Tony's gone, he's protesting Wizards.
Yeah, I am. I'm outside. You sons of yeah, me. You son of a bitch.
He's got his picket fence out in front of Wizards.
It's all made of magic cards too, so they know I'm serious.
Expensive or cheap ones? You gotta show them.
No,
you mean business. You gotta put the expensive ones on.
Once upon a time, foils were worth something, but I took all the curl ones, so my sign's really hard to read. It's like a 3D. It's like one of those.
It's all just warped.
It's like a curved screen that you can buy. It's like, read this. You're gonna have to turn your head left to right. Dipshits. But yeah, so Foundations is on its way. It's actually pre-releasing this Friday.
Yep. People are already opening packs.
Yeah. Early people that get early distribution from it because it's just the way it is. If you know cards or get connections or whatever way, but the collector boosters are being opened from that stuff.
Turns out there is no non-crazy foil anime version, so I'd have to buy the foil versions if I want them. Which really sucks. I'm really tired of them doing that. I need them to not print the anime ones in only foil.
Yeah. So
only fancy.
Yeah. But we have a Magic Roundtable, I guess we can ask everybody then. We'll talk about Foundation. I pulled out some cards I think were interesting, and then just talk about when we talked about Foundations last week, I thought it was like, oh, this seems like 350 cards. Nope. It's like 800. It's a lot going on there. Yeah, it's a heavy set. The Universes Beyond debacle where everybody's again, we're running into this issue where secret layers are no longer print to demand, they're a limited print run. So we're constantly getting people being upset about that, and because it's Marvel, it's even more upsetting. Next year's docket list, which is 6 standard sets. So not only is standard going to have Foundation, but on top of it, standard is going to get larger because all the sets next year are standard. There is no Lord of the Rings going straight to modern. So Final Fantasy will be standard. Spider-Man will be standard, plus all the other standard stuff. So, yeah, it's like usually it's only 4 sets of standard a year, but they're just going to increase the card pool because why not?
For fun.
Yeah.
Why not?
We can go over the last week's energy results. And if we have time, which is unlikely this week, we'll probably talk about rank the abilities, but we will see. With that, did you guys get any Magic?
Nope.
I
All right,
would say
cool.
you're gonna hate me.
I don't care.
I haven't played nothing. I've been very Magic. I don't want to call it tapped out, but I've just been like a little. I don't really want to play right now.
I've
It's
just been
not
kind
like
of waiting for Foundations to come out.
Yeah.
not just. I don't know. There's just been other things going on that I'm like, this is a little more my focus right now. But I
Yeah.
really do want to go back to Tuesday nights. The Tuesday night
Legacy.
League, yeah. Because I prepped up my I'm bringing it next week for sure. For sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna bring Pox, Mono Black Pox. It's really bad. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Probably gonna play Helm of the Host too.
Yeah.
You know,
Jesus.
dude, it'll beat up on Frog, that's for sure. You don't have no graveyard to
Yeah.
fly with, and I got all these cards that remove all your guys. It's great.
For sure.
Do you play anything?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
It's always
Uh-oh.
yeah. It
Nobody
always feels
played any Magic.
it's okay. It always feels like that because it's the eve, of like a pre-release, so you don't really like want to grind too hard. I guess I did like a lot of arena drafts. I was doing a lot of arena cube drafts. So I was having fun there, and then I
Okay.
was testing out a Scape Shift deck, whether Trash Tier Tony Scape Shift, which was doing okay. And I have an idea for a new deck, so I'm gonna try that next. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so I guess I was playing Magic, just nothing physical, like in person. You know, the whole premise of this podcast.
Dude, I love how we haven't gone out to play Magic. Okay, how about this? Are any of you going to the pre-release?
I am.
I will be on Friday, so yeah, because
I'm going on Sunday.
You going to the one near you, Tony?
most likely, yeah.
All right, I'll come.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
yeah. I was gonna do that, or maybe the event tomorrow, but one of the two. I can't do both. But the pre-release makes more sense because of my work schedule. I have to get back on the night shift because I'm switching from days to nights for the next 28 sets. So I will stay up all night Friday to get ready for my 5 p.m. shift from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. on Saturday. So it's like
Back in it, baby.
I'm already gonna be pulling all nighter. Might as well go do cool shit. So
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Friday night.
Yep. So it'll be cool to see Foundations and the size that set. And also like when I was in Vegas, I did get to play a mystery booster draft, and boy, do I miss like touching my cards. So I really do. I don't get that many opportunities to, and then when you get the chance, like take
Feels
it.
good, man.
Yeah,
I think that's my biggest problem is over the last couple of months, I felt like it's not so much that I dislike Magic or anything. It's more that I just want to play casually.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to play EDH. So it's like stuff like that mystery booster draft that you did are like exactly what I want to be doing with Magic.
Yep. Just
Like goofy garbage that like is, very lighthearted. That's not super serious. You can play seriously, but you don't have to take it seriously.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah. I'll get back into the swing of things.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna get back into I'm gonna try to do next year for 2025. We'll talk about our goals at the end of the year, but I'd like to get a little bit back into competitive Magic. And if we're gonna be going to all the arts or all the conventions, I may dedicate like Friday for like a kind of a
MTGO practice.
No, like Friday for like not like a weekly schedule. I'm saying like at the conventions, like MC Chicago or whatever. Like Friday, go in to do like their big event, and then just do one and be done with it, and then be like, all right, got that out of my system.
Yeah,
and then
there's my one big tournament of the month or bi-monthly or whatever, and
and that's really what I'm gonna be focusing on and kind of caring in that sense. But yeah, Jeff, what were you gonna say?
And I was just gonna say, I feel like I'm the opposite of JB because I don't miss playing casual. I feel like I've been having withdrawals from playing competitive Magic. Like I miss going to tournaments because like I was grinding the RCQs for a while and like the RC and stuff like that, and then it just kind of fell off. And I like want to get back into the swing of things because I miss doing that.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oops, that is a tough thing to get back into. But I had that FOMO really bad in like 2023. I was like, dude, when everybody I knew was like going to RCs every week, I was like, God damn, I want to go to this so goddamn bad. Like I just wasn't a time in my life that I could do that. And
well, I was having fun then too because I was going to like an RCQ every other week.
Yeah,
great.
I mean, everybody. It was kind of just like the thing, and I was like, oh, I can't. So,
Mm-hmm.
first world problems, but
Yeah.
me just complaining to complain. But yeah, so let's get into the Foundation Fun. New Jeffs, by the way. A new episode of Jeff versus Jeff dropped this week. If you want to see it, it's more basic. So you'll see Giant Jeff spelled with the J and a J versus regular Jeff. They play Momir Basic. If you don't know what Momir is a pretty unique format that only exists on Magic Online because it's a like I said in the video, it is a pure skill format. You can't get this kind of skill anywhere else. So
I mean, go watch it. There's a pretty funny moment at the end of
Oh my God,
at
I
the
was
end
so
of the game
mad.
where I realize something pretty quickly. So go watch that. It's pretty great.
Give a comment if you figure it out. It'll make my day.
Yep.
Foundation Fun. So, that was not supposed to be there. We'll have to fix that.
Homunculus Horde?
Shit. That's okay.
I mean, you could have just left it. It's fine.
No, the problem is the way this is layered. I'm gonna have to figure this out.
We're just gonna fix this live stream, guys. Get ready.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna see unveiling. This isn't Canva. I'll go like this. Damn it.
Tony's showing all the secrets.
All right, here's what
These
we're gonna
cards
do.
look bad.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do the slideshow, and we'll talk about Homunculus Horde, which is blue 3 for a 2/2. It's a homunculus. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature.
Meh.
I like it. This is one of those cards that 2, 4, 8, 12, or 16. So all of a sudden it gets out of control quickly because it makes copies of itself. But yeah, certainly
In what
interesting
context?
game.
Like, for a certain format or?
Nah, just fun. Like I stopped thinking about things from a format. Like I loved, unless it's like a modern Horizon set. It's hard to envision anything being good just because of the current configuration of both Legacy and Modern. And as far as Pioneer goes, like you might as well just dumpster that format. All of next year, nobody's playing Pioneer, so
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Still.
Yep. So let me just go. Boop. Okay. Then that should have fixed it. Oh my god, I suck at this. I forgot to do these. That's okay. The next one we
This
talk
card's
about.
nuts.
Yeah, this is like a EDH auto include.
Dude, I am so happy this exists.
Yeah. High Fae Trickster, which is blue and 3 for a 4/2 with flash, flying. It's a fairy wizard, and then you may cast spells as though they had flash.
I gotta
Yeah.
see if there's an alt art version of this.
I'm sure there is.
Like in foil.
Yeah.
They're better.
Or just a full art.
So yeah, it's it's not just like creature spells. Like usually green gives creatures the ability to, and then there's like an artifact variant that gives like Shimmer Mirror that gives artifacts. The fact that this gives all your spells flash, you can kind of makeshift your own Prophet of Crofix if you add this and a Seaborn Muse at the same time. You'd be like, oh, look at this. But yeah.
What's the artifact that does this? A Vidalcan Orrery, and I think that specifically says from hand, so this is even better than that.
Oh yeah, you can do things off the top of your library. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So, yeah, these kind of cards are always great. People probably hate these in EDH. Probably, if I had to rank this one, I'll say it's a tier 1. But most people will probably be like, it's not tier 4, it's not tier 3, it's not tier 2. Tier 1 is so Wizards, the way they describe the tiers is in reverse because everybody knows tier 1's the best.
Tier 1's the worst.
Yeah, tier 1's the worst.
Oh, okay.
It's I don't know like who taught
Right, I
them.
got really confused.
Yeah, I know. It's tier 1
Scared
is the
me. I was
best,
like, dude,
but-
this is not a good card.
No, tier 4 is the top of the scale, and
The
then tier 1,
hardcore,
which is
strong
really
cards.
really silly to me that they did it that way. But I'm not here to tell them what to do, so
Mm-hmm.
I should be, but it's okay. There we go. All right, another card that you see on the screen is Crystal Barricade. It's white and a 1 for 0/4 defender. You have hexproof and prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. Like this card a ton.
Wall decks.
Yeah, wall decks are gonna love this. Yeah. The fact that it gives you hexproof, and then I know it's other creatures, but if you end up getting 2 of them, you can't burn this thing out, so that's pretty nice.
What's that
yeah.
creature that gives makes you deal damage equal to your toughness?
Oh, there's a bunch. There's like 3 different ones. There's
Can you attack with
Arcades.
walls with it?
Arcades lets you get rid of Defender. There's Assault Formation, which is an enchantment that lets you guys lose Defender. There's Doran, but that doesn't. That's like the OG. That one doesn't remove Defender though. It's just
Yeah,
05.
it just has you
Yeah.
deal damage equal to the.
Yeah, toughness. Creatures assigned
And there's
toughness.
that one god that has mill equal to defense.
Yeah. So there's it's I forget what that god's called, but it's a really popular EDH.
Phalanx.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Phalanx. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, cool card. You getting hexproof is pretty nice, and I like that. Like if you play against like burn decks, they have to beat you through combat damage. That's also cute too. So
Except the new lava spike definitely says each opponent
how that
does not
stop
target.
This? How that stop this?
No, I'm saying this.
Oh, sure,
like,
yeah,
it gets
gotcha.
around the hexproof.
Oh, right. Just that is a sick card, which we'll talk about that too. Heir Apparent,
This
Heir
card's
Apparent.
nuts, too.
Yeah, it's another
good
version. What's up, Josh? It's another variant of the you can have as many Relentless Rats kind of cards. A deck can have any number of cards of these, and then this one is a 1 and a white for a 2/2, and when this creature enters, create a number of 1/1 rabbit or white rabbit creature tokens equal to the number of other creatures you control named Heir Apparent. So obviously, if you have 5 of these, you make 4 1/1 rabbits. So this is
That is the resident any number of cards you can play. This I think like this better than the Slimes Approach guy. I tried the Slimes and I did not like it.
yeah.
Isn't this the first one to be a common?
I think that
No,
maybe
they're all commons.
Dragon's Approach is
No,
common.
Slime's,
That one's a common.
Slime's approach was uncommon.
Yeah.
No, is
I
it common?
thought
No,
it was a common.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's
They're
common,
all
yeah.
common.
Yeah. There's Shadowborn Apostle. There's this
Besides
one.
Relentless Rats. Relentless Rats is the only one that's uncommon.
Maybe Rat Colony is uncommon too. I don't remember.
Nope, that's a common.
Okay.
They're all
So yeah.
common except for Relentless Rats.
Yeah. So this is like another variant of that. There's another version. There's like another white one that exists. I think it's called like Gathering Throng.
No, that one's no, it's
There's another white one that
Knight
exists.
Templar Knight.
Oh, gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
from Assassin's Creed. It's from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, gotcha. So, these are always fun. It's a really simple EDH deck to put together, and then obviously you just insert the 13 cards that you'll need, like Pearl Medallion, to make these all cost a single white, and then, whatever thing you want to do.
25 and 35 is where I've been at.
Yeah, that's like the number, and then you usually just auto include like the 12 or 14 things that care about things having the same name, and then you go from there. But ultimately, you just play Coat of Arms with this, and you just get giant rabbits. So. Herald of the Eternal Dawn, which is white 4 for a 6/6 flash flying angel that has you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. It's cool. The flash aspect is really nice, and it's also big. Yeah, it's cool. Another EDH card that people love.
It's just white Platinum Angel.
Yeah, but Platinum Angel is an artifact. It's a 4/4. It's doesn't have
Agreed.
flash like they. Yeah.
It's power craft. I get it.
This card I actually like a ton. Abyssal Harvester, which is black 1 for a Demon Warlock, and it's a 3/2, and then it has tap, exile target creature from a graveyard that was put there this turn. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a nightmare in addition to all its other types. Then exile all other nightmare tokens you control. Yeah. It doesn't say from the battlefield specifically, so I know it's very unlikely, but if someone were to entomb, you have the ability to steal that and be like, "This is my card." Unlikely that people would walk into these kind of things, but EDH can get lost, so you can kind of have this on the battlefield, and then people might forget about it. And also, sometimes you just go, "I'll Doomblade that," and then take it. So, it reminds me of Mimic Vat a lot, but Mimic Vat things that specifically have to die. Yeah, but you can make them discard cards too. So if you have like a way for them, like a Wheel of Fortune effect with this card is nice too. I like that kind of ability. The big card. This is probably one of the chase cards from the set. Blasphemous Edict, which is black 3, which has it's a sorcery, and then it says you may pay black rather than this spell's mana cost if there are 13 or more creatures on the battlefield, and then each player sacrifices 13 creatures of their choice. The fact that EDH can get quite messy sometimes, and for a single black you can make everybody sack, and even 5 mana to have everybody sack 13 creatures is not
Still
a bad.
pretty good.
Yeah. I was saying this. I know we mentioned this because we talked about Darksteel Colossus being in this set last week. We're basically indestructible as flavor text in this day and age. Just because,
There's 1,000 things that get around indestructible. It's terrible.
exile, sacrifice.
I mean, there's like 2, but like everything has it stapled on nowadays. It's not just destroy. It's like exile thing.
Yep, like your most common, like the Day of Judgment's being reprinted in this set, but you'll probably still play Sunfall because it has the exile text and there are reanimator strategies and so forth. And there's for 1 extra mana, you just get so much more. So that's what I don't know. These kind of cards, like the bar's already been set, so I guess why am I complaining? But yeah, it's cool. I hope they continue on with this blasphemous edict, like this blasphemous cycle, because now that we have the red one was 13 damage to everything for red, and then we have this one. So keep coming with the blasphemous cycle. Bloodthirsty Conqueror.
The white one gonna be.
Everybody gain 13 life. If everybody has, I don't know, if everybody's deck is 60 or more cards, this costs 1 white. Something shitty like that. Or prevent 13 damage if you're being attacked by 13 creatures. Something like that. Just some dog
Your
shit.
opponent's total cards equal more than 13. Draw 13. 1 blue.
Or do like a super
1 blue, draw 13.
Yeah, it's gonna be the blue one and then the white one. The white or the white one's gonna be like super Path to Exile. Everybody exiles 13 creatures. You may search your library for each creature exiled this way for basically.
Isn't that just it's already exists or whatever?
Not for a mana though. Winds of Abandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3 or something.
No, it's 2, and then it has Overload for like 6.
Oh, okay.
And then it's only your opponent's creatures, not your creatures. So, Bloodthirsty Conqueror, which is black 3, flying Death Touch 5/5. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So, I think we have Sanguine Bond, right?
We've had it for a while, like the combo in standard, but this is now redundancy, and I think that deck will actually be a thing.
Also,
me
this
and
card.
Jeff were talking about it before the stream. I was like, well, he'll get into it in a little bit, but I was asking him some questions.
Sure.
He's telling me.
This card's also just like good stats. No, this is gonna do like a stress test here. This is like one of those cards that like, Baneslayer's good. I love this card. And it's like in this day and age, if you put Baneslayer in any set, it would just be like you could put that card at uncommon, it'd be fine. So, I don't know. It's just cards that don't have ETBs like Atraxa, have just sucked for a very long time. Like, I don't know. Bolt Wave.
Yes.
For a single red, it's a sorcery. Bolt Wave deals 3 damage to each opponent. Yes, sir. This card's great.
Amazing.
I think it's an auto upgrade over Lava Spike in older formats, but most likely you probably keep Lava
Spike. At first, Jeff?
What?
So weren't you opposed to this card at first?
No. I was saying I don't know if it replaced Rift Bolt.
Yeah.
Because like Rift Bolt is a way to get around Chalice.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess I didn't think of it that way. Rift Bolt is one of those cards that has like been the card
goes in
that
and out all the time.
Yeah, like it's like it's unloved. You're like, I hate this card because every now and then, like you're playing red deck and you mold to 5, and you want to get that last 6 points of damage, but then you draw a Rift Bolt and you gotta suspend it, and then they see it coming, so you don't get to get away with it. All that kind of stuff. So, yeah, all sorts of problems. I just know Rift Bolt's one of those cards, and Rift Bolt's weird and its timing, especially in this day and age with. You want to play it on turn 1 because it's the most effective on turn 1, but at the same time, then you don't have your Monastery Swift Spear or your Slick Shot out yet, so it's like kind of wasted in that sense. You know what I mean? So
it's normally no more than a 2 of right now in formats that can play it.
Yeah, so I think that's the chop and block, and then this one probably upgrades any amount of Lava Spikes, and then you go from there. So, yeah.
I think you play this and Lava Spike together, but.
You do.
It doesn't matter because that deck's never going to be more than tier 4 in Modern anymore. So
until they get rid of Flage, it's going to be a minute.
Yeah. Well, even if they get rid of Flage, I don't think it mattered. It was still garbage before that.
Burn is just kind of They need like a new Goblin guy where it's like a 4/4 for one, and then it has like
anything past Pioneer, there's no point to playing Burn.
yeah. The cards have gotten they're just too good nowadays. That's really what it is. Cards have gotten absurd.
Well, Modern Horizons in
Bring back
general.
Bolt. Bring back Bolt.
Yeah,
I mean, I did ask for Lightning Bolt to be in Foundations, and then they gave me this, so it's good enough. I'll accept it.
yeah, 5 years of standard with this dude. It's going to
Yep.
exist for the next 5 years. So you'll be able to be this Seer Slicer Goblin, one in a red for a 2/1 Goblin Warrior, and then has raid at the beginning of your end step. If you attacked this turn, create a 1/1 red Goblin creature token. So just a little cute Goblin Maker for cheap.
I don't think this
relevant.
I don't think this card needed to be a rare.
Yeah, it's probably fine as an uncommon, but yeah, it's
If the set was smaller, I'd understand, like still not wanting it to pop up multiple times. But the set's like 600 cards, so I
It's
think this at
massive.
uncommon would have been fine.
sure.
I don't think it's gonna train wreck any drafts.
What's up? Quake Strider Ceratops, green 3 for a 12/8. That's it. It's a dino. It's Crawworm has been
That's the card.
Yep. Crawworm back in the day was green 4 for a 6/4, and it's literally double its stats. All
That's so
for
stupid.
Crawworm can't. They should have made this thing at 12/6, so at least Crawworm could have blocked and killed this. But no, they're like Crawworm is old man stuff. So this is the fattest boy.
Get him out of
Yeah,
Um,
big boy.
6
I'm
mana for a big dummy.
It would be funny because Foundations is it's more of a core set, so vanilla creatures can kind of get away with one, and a 12/8 is just like so massive. It's so huge. Like I know it doesn't have trample, so you can just be like, "I'll block with a 1/1," which is very funny to me. That creature, there should be some kind of underwriting if a creature's power exceeds 10, without like, it should just automatically have trample. Like it just makes sense like thematically, but this idea that a bunny's like, stop, you won't. Well, yeah.
There's a lot of things in Magic like that. Like the card Krosan Cloud Scraper doesn't have reach. To me, that doesn't make sense. But there's like elves that have
Yeah.
reach.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
what?
how about my commander Torwaki, which is like a black-red card with reach and lifelink.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so random. It's like, this guy's got a bow and arrow. He has reach. And then there are creatures that literally have wings that don't have flying. You're like, what the hell is this? Quilled Great Worm, which is green 4 for a 7/7 with trample. And then whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, put that during your turn, put that many 1/1 counters on it. So if it deals, literally can double up your creatures that are all your unblocked creatures. And then you may cast this card from your graveyard by removing 6 counters from among creatures you control in addition to paying its other cost. I first read this as you could just remove 6 counters and bring this back. And I was like, man, this card's amazing.
Yeah, at first I read it that way too when you were saying it. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You just get a 6/6 for
7/7.
7/7 for nothing?
Yeah. Obviously,
Nah.
way worser. Way worser.
Way
I
worse.
still think this might see play as like a 1 of, maybe it's 2 of in the what's the talent deck or it's like Caretaker's talent that
Yeah.
like turns into doubling season.
Yeah, maybe. I just like. I think that card's
like
good on its own without it. You know what I mean?
No, agreed, but like this also like I don't know, this might speed up the clock,
Sure.
doubling the counters.
And then it's
So maybe one.
it's-
I mean, I could be wrong, but like I just think it has a place it could go. I just don't know if it's good enough to make that place.
you can remove. It's gotta be from creatures. I was like, man, I was hoping you could remove creatures or counters from planeswalkers. Nope. Way worser.
That'd be nuts.
And then you got Niv Mizzet Visionary, which combos with its old self. This is a red-blue 4 for a dragon wizard. It's a 5/5 flyer. You have no maximum hand size, and then whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may draw that many cards. So in EDH with Bolt Wave, you play Bolt Wave, you draw 9 cards.
Yep.
Yeah, it's it's pretty nifty. Niv Mizzet, that's a fan favorite. I don't know if the last iteration of Niv Mizzet that's like for Izzet decks will be played, but I'm sure if you're a Niv Mizzet lover, you'll just play all 4 of them. So
But yeah, of course.
yeah,
Come on.
but yep, that's it. That's all I got for Foundation. If there's anything that you guys are interested in, let me know.
So what I wanted to talk about was standard. So like I've heard like other people talking about this and like on other podcasts, and I kind of looked more into it, and it actually like makes sense. So if you look at standard and all the cards that will exist with foundation, you basically have now turned standard into 2015 modern. So far as burn, you have Bolt Wave, you have Boros Charm, you have Lightning Helix, you have
Yeah.
what's the 1 mana deal to kicker? Burst Lightning.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
have like all these cards. You have versions of the stupid enchantment creature.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of its name? Anyways, you basically have 2015 burn in standard. Now, if you
Yeah.
look at Jund from 2015, you basically most of the actual cards from that deck exist in standard, and all of the ones that don't have like power creep versions.
Oh, sure.
So
Like
like,
the 2/3, the Dark Confidant, and
well, instead of Fatal Push, you have Cut Down. Instead of
Fatal Push. Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Yep.
instead of Bloodbraid Elf, you have Geological Appraiser.
Sure.
Like you have all of the cards that existed in Jund. And then when I was bringing this up to JB before, he was like, "Well, what about combo?" And that's why I mentioned it when we were talking about the cards, because the Sanguine Bond combo deck existed before Foundations, but it was very fragile because you only had a couple of the pieces. But now with repetition and like reanimation being stronger in black white, that you are gonna have a combo deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like and your version of Tron would just be the Atraxa decks that are ramping to play Atraxa. So like we basically are just having standard turn into 2015 modern, which I don't think is a bad thing.
Yeah. I view it more of like, I guess more of
I
like.
mean, we're even gonna have elves.
Yeah, you have elves, you have Genesis Wave. You like I always say like I think of this as like not Pioneer but extended, where it's like
Yeah,
hey,
fair enough. Extended, sure.
You're gonna have this like rock solid like these cards don't change, right? Like if you wanted to play, and then they can also the best part about this existing for 5 years. Let's say if they want to make Progenitus good, right? They could make a card that just puts a green creature from your hand into play, right? And that's
Natural Order.
yeah, something like that, or like they could make like hey, we're gonna put Natural Order in and then we don't want to waste a slot with having to put Progenitus, so we have something there. We just know that there's Progenitus exists, and it should be good enough, you know.
Well, I was gonna say there is like an Elvish Piper in the format already from
It's a 3/3 that,
Dustmourn.
yeah, I think it's like a 3/3 in his survival.
Yep.
That card's great. So like, but you don't have to waste.
Great.
Yeah. But they have like plot like little things, you know, like 1,000-Year Storm, which is a card that people love. Just like even this card right here, Lathril, the Blade of Elves, like that kind of builds. They have a Consuming Apparition, which I don't think people will play, but it is a card that people love. Like just all these little plants. Lana Royale's existing, so you don't have to throw a Mana Dork into any new sets.
Also,
Yep.
can play big green.
Double.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just turning standard into like a nostalgia format, which like again I'm okay with because like you can still bring in new cards and like have them be added to those nostalgia decks, but it just feels like they're everything we wanted when everyone's like, I want Tarmogoyf to be good in modern again, and I want to play this, like all the boomers. You now can do that kind of stuff in standard.
Oh yeah, that's good, dude. I agree with you there. Yeah, I think people are gonna hate it initially, and the reason why is, and I guess we can get into it. The actual play boosters, you can only receive 289 different cards in the play booster. Now, the other things that come along with this are the beginner box, which is 78 cards, which don't really have anything that's like high powered. But Elspeth Smite
that's where Boros Charm comes from.
Yep, but Elspeth Smite is like a sideboard card that is like heavily played, so you may not know that card exists. It's unlikely, but yeah, they have crap like Cancel in there, which you'll never play. But the list kind of goes on, and they also have like a random like Pirate Tribal card or whatever, like this one. So there's this card's actually pretty interesting. Is this new?
Let's think so.
It's from. Yeah, this is from Jumpstart. So this card's.
Oh no, it was in Lost Caverns at Ixalan Commander.
Yeah, so this is a commander card. This card might actually be good. I didn't. This creature. I thought it was any creature, but never mind. Card's booty. Get out of here. I was like, damn, that card's good. Yeah, so you have all these things that people like love, and they're like natural, like seeds to build decks, right? You have Death Baron, like, oh, I want to build a zombie deck. I'm gonna get all the zombie lords I can get, and the zombie lord will just exist for 5 years, so you can play zombies for a long time if you wanted to. Or when they finally make a zombie that's relevant, you can get to it. Other like even a goblin lord, are they just doing lords all around? I guess they are. Bear cub, okay. And then they also have they have the beginner box, so that's like to get people into standard, which is really weird. And then they also have the starter collection, which what the hell? Why is there a beginner box and a starter collection? Why is there two separate things? Again,
Money, that's why.
yeah, I guess money, yeah, which has other things too along with it, like it includes
Negate.
yeah, like these are like actually like somewhat like this is better. The beginner box, I'm not sure what the intention of the beginner box is. Maybe it's just to buy it and you and a friend can build decks out of it. I don't know. And then the starter collection is like, hey, you've never played Magic and you want to jumpstart your collection, here you go. Which just has Zapalpa.
Talpa.
Hippy dippy flappy. The card with the most
Double slapping.
the card with the most printings, that no one plays. Like legit, it's like like the most unloved card you've ever seen. Like, it's that is actually pretty
Flash
cool.
freeze.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's a really good sideboard card. It's been great for years. They printed the one that bounces the spell versus countering it. Tempest Jin, cards that people like. A Merfolk that's relevant if Merfolks become something better. Deathmark reprint, which is really good.
Impact.
Some ploys for vampires like Calistria Highborn. I love that card. Or Calistria. Other vampire stuff. Just like when you're looking at a Ball Lightning, if you care about that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it will. Who knows?
Almost all of Pioneer Burn exists in standard now too.
Stormkirk Noble.
Such a good card.
Yeah.
Pyromancer.
Yep.
Finn.
They made sure not to put like Autumn's Veil or Veil of Summer back in, so they put this really crappy like anti like blue black card.
Adder.
Yeah, that card stinks. That card's like ultra farts. Yeah. Like the list goes on and on. I know what we're seeing here is something you're not able to hear, but again, I like this idea of just these cards just existing in standard for 5 years, and they'll come in and out, right? Like I'm sure like Maze Mind Tome will be good 1 year, and then maybe next year like the format completely is changed and move somewhere else. And then you also have the ability to play Maze's End. You know, if you love Maze's End, guess what? They don't have to waste a set by putting 10 lands that are not new lands and having guild gates in there and go from there. What is nice is they have the temples that are just forever in standard that you don't open from a pack. So I think that's good. You know,
Agreed.
Yeah, like if you could open these in a pack, I think people would be unhappy about it.
I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, this numbering system
my rare.
is very confusing. Yeah, it goes all the way up to like 700.
Oros Charm, baby.
Yeah. So there's a total of 737 different cards that are being put into standard, all with the set.
My big thing about it too is this means we don't have to see like fix-it cards in normal sets, like how you were mentioning the other day, like putting a braid in here means we don't have to have 6 different braids in standard because it's just going to be in here. They don't have to put it in a set.
Yeah, you don't have to waste a slot on it anymore, which is really nice. You could do something new, which if they're trying to make this sets like 6 standard sets a year, and then they don't have to put like what we call like fundamental cards that need to exist in standard, whether it's a braid or whatever. You just want these cards to exist. Well, now you don't have to have a Final Fantasy braid. You can just do something different, you know?
Yeah. It allows for more new cards.
Yeah.
Or other reprints.
Yeah. Which, you know, if you wanted to put Fatal Push into standard for 5 years, you can do that. And like that, they have Desecration Demon too. All these things are cool. Some really unique choices in here. So, like, I've always been a fan of cards like Mystical Teachings, which I've always wanted to play with in Standard because I know it was a great Standard card back in the day. And now that it exists, you can kind of test it and see if it still holds up. Yeah. But that's a lot of products that these things can come from. And the challenge to all Magic players, I think we made this announcement last week, is you have 5 years to collect all this set. If you can't do that in 5 years, if you don't have a binder at the end of 5 years with a one of every card, even including alternate arts, you're not a good collector. Just gonna throw that out there. 5 years to do it.
And accepted.
Yeah, so that should be a challenge. The new cards, there's only 133 of them. This numbering system is really bizarre, but all the new cards have like a new number, and then all the reprints have the numbers that are sequenced after the new cards. It's really strange to me, but it's okay. I guess it makes sense for drafting and so forth. But anyways, yeah, let's talk about standard, dude. Give me some rundowns on that.
Well, the main thing about standard I wanted to talk about was what I was mentioning before, because like Foundations comes out in like 4 days.
Yeah.
But standard overall right now is just kind of like it's got a lot of aggro on the board. Like some control decks are getting there occasionally, like you're seeing as you're looking at this one.
Yep.
You've Dimir control that got there and Golgari, but like everything else is just control. It's Golgari aggro, red deck, Dimir midrange, Cruel aggro. To the point where like in Best of One and in Alchemy, the Leyline got banned.
It's funny because if you look at the worlds, none of that card top aided. Zero.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, it's just even the best decks, like nobody played it. But go on.
A bit. It's either speculation that people thought it was going to get banned, which I don't think it needs to be banned.
Yeah.
It's also just glass cannon-y because a lot of the time you end up with the card just sitting in your hand. I have my playset. I got them the first week they came out. I'm not upset that I picked them up at like $4 because I think they're down to like $1.
Who cares? Yeah, it's a little. Yeah.
But I still think overall, like red deck is a very good deck, and like Golgari's always been the one like that's been harder to fight for red deck.
Right.
Blue black is okay, but like green just tends to have so much. Like they have Glissa, which is a big problem.
Dude, the 3/3 first rate Death Touch is fucked up.
Yeah.
That card is so
especially when you're looking
with.
at your creature with double strike and you're like, oh, I got this, and then you're like, oh wait,
wrong.
It doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think standard's about to get a big shakeup, obviously with Foundation, and I'm looking forward to it. Standard still isn't dull to me yet. I also think Pioneer is going to be a lot of fun, but
yeah.
That's
unfortunately,
for another time.
Rest in peace. We'll see Pioneer in 2026.
Yeah, what are they replacing it with next year?
Just standard. That's it. Nothing's gonna be replaced. They're just like saying we don't like. There's no Pro Tour for it, and yeah, they're just like R3 Pro Tours are gonna be modern, standard, and standard. And you're like, oh, okay. So
I think that's okay though.
That's fine. I don't. Again, it's I think this is. They remember last year they were like, okay, we're bringing like life to standard, and they're doing it a little bit, and they've had like a fundamental shift. It looks like with standard in its entirety. And just instead of it being 8 like sets that it's been normal because it's been the way it's been structured for the last 30 years or 25 years, or type 2 if you want to go in that direction. That's how it's been structured. Yeah, just making it a giant format. The more cards might make it better or more aggressive to be bans, because if something is better than, like, let's say like Shieldred, which is clearly fine now. Well, at the time it was like, this is the end all be all. Well, let's say like a card like Shieldred is or like, we'll say Uro or Oko. If a card like that comes into the format, you don't feel as bad as banning because there's so many other variables and options, right? You should like, the idea should be like the format's larger. The hope is that there's 20, like what I'm looking at here on the screen of like the actual meta game breakdown. It shows like a lot of decks, but if we look at like the percentages, you have 70% Gruul aggro, 12% Dimir aggro, 9% Golgari, red deck wins Azorius are all at 8%, 6%, and then typically all the other decks that are like sub 5%, you rarely see. So you can call it like your training or your testing sessions should be about these 8 decks, you know? But if standard grows to be like a true 20 decks, I think that would add like a more, like you were saying, modern feel to it. Where you have options. You can play, someone's playing this version of Rakdos, and then there's also a Reanimator Rakdos, and then there's a Sacrifice Rakdos, just because the pool allows it to do that. So, and with 6 standard sets, you're not only having Foundations that's going to influx 700 cards into the format, but then you also have 12 standard sets when it's at its absolute peak, which is roughly 3K of cards. There's got to be more than just like a 2-deck format, right? But
Oh, agreed.
and if there is something that is Oko level, like, hey, this is clearly a fuck up, you shouldn't do this, ban it, and everybody's like, not so bad because I didn't invest into just this one Simic deck. There's maybe a different variant of Simic, or the options should be so great that, okay, we took out the best card in the format, but it's still a top tier deck because we just inserted XYZ into it, you know?
Exactly.
So
I think the healthiest format going into 2025 is going to be standard,
yeah, I think so too.
and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, it has had just
At least I'm being optimistic, because obviously there's also the issue that like power creep is just going to get so bad with each set because you need to power creep to like make new things happen, and eventually that might destroy the format where you end up with like a 1 mana deal 8. But we'll see.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's talk about scalpers. Did any of you guys get a hold of the secret layer that dropped, the Marvel one?
By the time I woke up, they were sold out.
Yeah. Okay. People are not happy with the system, but
No.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
Karen.
They're not,
Signet's
but at
so
the same time, like a year ago, they were like, "We're so stupid. Can we go back to we should have it should be open forever or whatever, so that this doesn't happen."
Yeah. So
And then like they changed it or whatever they wanted to change. You just can't ever please Magic players.
no, that is the truest statement I've ever heard. Yeah. So people are a little bent out of shape because there are a lot of, I mean, Marvel's a huge franchise and there's a lot of fanatics of Marvel. And some people legit just wanted the Wolverine, legit wanted the Captain America, legit wanted the Storm, just because they're like, I want to be able to build this deck because I love this ability, right? But the queue time is about 2 hours before you got in front of line to purchase. And then there was this idea that I think they limited it to 3x of a thing per account, and then you obviously see an issue with that because if we look down at the sellers down here, seller has 17 copies of this Arcane Signet. Not cool. And the Arcane Signet came in a secret layer that was a total of $30 or $40 if you had the foil edition of it, but they're selling the single year card for $70, and it's obviously random of what these prices are, but I would say that price is probably more true than it is not, purely because a lot of people bought this because they're Marvel fans, and they're going to be putting these cards into decks, and essentially those are going to be off the market forever. So the ones that float around will probably stay at that price. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but when you bring a giant franchise into Magic like Marvel, people that don't play Magic want this stuff, and people that play Magic that also cross over to Marvel want this stuff too. So yeah, that stinks. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think for certain things you can pick and choose if it's like limited print or like open print.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like this is something that should have never been limited. They should have known it was going to sell out. They should have known that, like, because then if you make it where as many people want to buy it, then that eliminates scalpers. Because like, it doesn't matter if they scalp it, you can still get it.
Mm-hmm. So like, again, this is where people are frustrated, and maybe this will be fine later on. But like this Storm, right? It's a unique card that only comes in the secret layer as of right now. So we don't know if this card's going to get reprinted. When are we going to see it? Again, but if you want to own a real copy of this card, this is the only way to get this one. And it happens to be pre-selling at $80, you know? Just right from the get-go. Not very cool. Yeah, that sucks. Whereas the Arcane Signet, you can just put Arcane Signet that's not thematic. You don't have to skin your deck, you know what I mean? But this, you actually need this copy of this card. And here comes the proxy boys. And you can just proxy this stuff. And, you know, people are okay with it being proxied because they do this shit. So
in Vegas, I saw people using the actual comic books as their commander, and I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, that is, I mean, that's an alternative way, right? Because, but Yeah, this doesn't make people like that. I don't know. It puts a bad taste in people's mouths, but I
Agreed.
mean, JB, you experienced this, right? When you bought a secret layer and it took 9 months to get to your door, like that's also not a great fix either. You know,
He's not in here for some reason, but I have done that before to the point
Jerk.
where I forgot that I
Yeah.
like ordered the secret layer and it showed up and I was like, what is this? And the cards I ordered, I didn't have that deck together anymore.
Yeah, yeah. So the print of demands is like this idea where I don't know, you everybody gets their fair share, but a 9 month waiting period isn't great, and I don't really know. I don't know what the best of the two worlds is, right? You go to print to demand, everybody gets one, but it's again a 9 month wait, and then you still are gonna have people that are angry. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know that they were selling this for an entire month," Blah! Like, that kind of deal. So,
Never be happy.
yeah. All right, let's talk NRG. I was gonna pull that up, and I don't even know what they played this weekend. Did they play standard? I don't know. I was supposed to have this up, but I was being lazy over here.
I didn't know there was an energy.
Yep, they
Was it Legacy?
I don't think so. No, I'm almost positive. There it is.
Energy.
There you go, Chicago. So,
look at all that Phoenix.
Well, I think it was actually Phoenix. I think it was this, and then it was also probably Modern, if I had to guess. But yeah, so they played Energy this weekend for Pioneer, which is cool. It's always cool to see art like Phoenix being art like Phoenix. Again, my entire interest. I have a Pioneer deck. I have 2 Pioneer decks built. I if there's nowhere to play, I'm like I don't want to play. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
not interested. Which they have breathed life into this format and then taken it away like 20 times. So at this point, I'm just ready to just call it. Like I don't really care anymore about Pioneer. And
same.
if it wasn't for Arc like Phoenix, I probably wouldn't like the format.
Yeah,
They're lucky that Arc like Phoenix isn't worth anything.
Yeah,
I don't need it to be. It's just the fact that it's the only like place you can play that card and actually like be competitive.
Yeah, maybe they did have. Maybe it was Legacy, or maybe it was a trios event. That's probably more likely what it was. I guess I could just like Google Energy, right? Energy results. All right, I'm done. Don't care anymore. Yeah. All right. I think that's it, man. That's all I really got going on.
Next week we'll have all of us after the pre-release and seeing some of Foundations. I have some ideas for some standard decks I want to try out this weekend.
For sure. I wonder how. I guess if that's a good way for make people buy this stuff on Magic Online, or sorry, on Arena, because you'll have to buy the beginner box and you'll have to buy the other one, unless they just give it out to everybody. That's gonna suck. Yeah, that's gonna be poopy. But you know what? Everybody should have 1,000 commons and uncommons like in their inventory. So like you'll finally have a place to cash those in.
You know? The only reason I don't is because when a new set comes out, I will cash in a bunch of commons and uncommons. So when I draft and open packs, my treasure chest fills up faster.
Okay, I just don't. I just don't care.
Yeah. I also probably play Arena a lot more.
Yeah.
Well, constructed Arena, I should say. You probably draft on Arena way more than I do.
I do both. I'm really aggressive on it. Like if there's a standard deck I like, which just happens to be the blue-green one right now, I have just played that to like ad nauseum. I usually get up to diamond and then
blue-green land deck.
No, not that one. I play the blue-green, the Tolarian Terror and that guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Up the Beanstalk.
The list now.
Yep, I like playing it. It's fun. So, yeah. That's it, man.
Josh,
hit me up. Get us out of here.
Upon further review, the best Halloween candy are the white chocolate Kit Kats that look like bones. So the bone Kit Kats are the best Halloween chocolate. And it is Wednesday, my dudes.
Next time I see you, you're gonna have to give me that because I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah, same. I've seen the white Kit Kats.
I got them at Walmart. I got them at Walmart or whatever with the like 30% off or whatever. I got them in the bag.
I was gonna.
Yeah,
go on.
I was just gonna say, what's a game changer is they make the like mini Reese's Take Fives,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know they
and
made
they
those. Those
also
things are
had
amazing.
they had Hershey's bars that look like fangs,
What?
like white or cookies and cream, white chocolate Hershey like fun size bars that look like fangs.
I need to get out more.
Yeah, we had too much candy here, so I ate way too much candy. Like I'm actually like I'm gonna take a break off candy until January. It's like I only say that because like